Ewan, please just sit down. You must be exhausted.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. You've been up all night, pacing, driving yourself crazy. You can't do this to yourself.
And you say that like you care.
I do care. Why are we still here? I thought you just stopped to regroup.
I didn't come to rest. I came here for this.
Was Keenan with John Jacks when he died?
That is yet to be determined.
That's very important. I need you to find out. I need to know.
With greatest respect, you are suspicious of Dr. Keenan, which may make this connection seem more ominous than it actually is. But, you know, conversely, Elizabeth thinks that he's innocent, so this may all seem benign to her.
Not anymore. Keenan kidnapped Elizabeth.
How did you know that was here?
This is my place. When I moved to Port Charles, I felt homesick, so I bought it. It shares land with Merrifield Barnes. They raise cattle and horses. You know, just hearing the sounds of a farm makes me feel closer to home.
You never told me you were raised on a farm. Can you tell me about that?
It was beautiful. I wish you could have seen it. The animals, the land, the open sky. It was the best, you know? Right up until we lost it. My father lost our home along with everything else.
How did he lose it? What happened?
He took everything from us and left us with nothing.
Who?
John Jacks. You know,
Jax's father took your home from you?
he didn't just take our home. He destroyed my father's life. My father died a broken man while John Jacks and his family prospered, all because of that dead man's hand. My father owned the actual cards that were in Wild Bill Hickok's hands when he was killed. The 8 of clubs, the 8 of spades, the ace of clubs, the ace of spades, and the jack of diamonds.
Well, they must have been worth a lot.
A lot. They were. People would offer him unbelievable amounts, and he would never sell. No, he said they were his insurance. You know, and if the farm fell on hard times, then he would sell to keep us afloat and to keep it in the family name.
So what happened?
John Jacks happened. One day he just shows up and he gains my father's trust, and then he takes the cards right out from under him.
My father was...
You know, even after John Jacks stole the cards, my father thought we'd be all right. You know, the farm was doing good enough. But then a viral pneumonia epidemic broke out and wiped out our entire livestock. You know, there was nothing we could do. You know, we couldn't start over. You know, we lost everything. We lost our insurance, the lot.
I'm so sorry.
My father was a strong, proud man, and the bank foreclosed on the farm so he could pay his debts. Do you know what that does to a man like that? You know, to see his children as their dreams are crushed. It killed his spirit, Elizabeth. He died a broke and broken man. I saw in his eyes. He knew he was leaving us with nothing.
It's really terrible.
And you know what's worse? After my father died, John Jacks and his family, they flourished. You know, they believed in the luck of those cards, and they played that luck for all it was worth. And they didn't just become rich, they became billionaires.
But if you hate the Jacks family so much, why are you working with Jerry? He must have something tremendous over you. What is it?
You don't think Dr. Keenan is capable of hurting Elizabeth, do you?
He's desperate, so who knows?
Well, one thing we do know is that Elizabeth is both wise and beautiful, so hopefully her wisdom will prevent her from antagonizing him, and her beauty will soothe his turmoil. But she will keep things under control until she finds a way to contact
She called last night. Dr. Keenan stopped the call before we could trace it.
Tell me that you recorded that conversation?
You know, I think I've said enough.
Enough? Really, Ewan? In case you haven't noticed, we're getting sick and we're probably gonna die soon. And my kids are gonna grow up without a mom because Jerry poisoned us.
I
No
told
help
you,
to
I
us.
swear that I didn't know what Jerry
It
was
doesn't matter
planning.
anymore. All of poor Charles is dying, and I want to know why. Tell me what you did.
What difference does it make?
Because we don't know how much time we have left. Okay, Ewan. You don't want to spend your last hours carrying this around. I mean, I can't offer you absolution, but maybe I can help you find some sort of peace.
Peace. And who says I deserve peace?
I need to make sense of all this. I need to understand. You owe me that much.
I promised my father on his deathbed that I'd make John Jacks pay. And I worked so hard. I got a scholarship to study medicine and I kept tabs on Jacks. And I knew he was moving to Alaska, so as soon as I could, I followed him there.
And then what? When you got to Alaska, what did you do?
Did you get the MP3 file I just emailed you?
Once I analyze this recording of Elizabeth's phone call, I should be able to triangulate her position, which in turn should bring you closer to finding her.
Damn it. Is that a state trooper?
Is it? Is he pulling us over?
No. I think he's pulling someone else over. Yeah. We're okay.
So do you mean what you say? Are you gonna help me?
Did you find anything?
I intended to steal the dead man's hand back from John Jacks. But, as luck would have it, somebody had beat me to it.
You didn't have the cards anymore?
No. And without them, he was just as broken as my dad. So I offered my services as a psychiatrist, and Jane Jacks accepted immediately. I think she was glad to have someone from back home.
So you actually worked with John?
We barely started when he insisted on traveling to Arizona to try some holistic treatment. But while there, he had another setback. And Jane asked me to fly to the nearest town, Brisbane, to continue with treatment. But by then, he'd been hospitalized. And not for any obvious ailment, he'd simply lost the will to live.
So you started out seeking revenge. But you ended up helping John, didn't you?
No. Far from it.
Oh, that's lovely.
What is it?
Church bells chiming on the hour from the south.
How do you know they're coming from the south?
Well, there's only one church within possible driving distance that has that kind of carol on. St. Mary's Church in the woods near Bell Forest.
How do you even know that? Never mind. You said south. Keep going.
All right, by altering frequencies just so, it is clear that Elizabeth is roughly 1.8 miles north of the chapel, and that's based on the sound of the rocks.
What rocks?
Being hauled from a quarry like the one on 123 east of Fieldston.
But what if 1.8 miles north of St. Mary's is just where Elizabeth made the call and they kept driving?
Ewan, tell me. If you didn't help Jax's father, what did you do?
Seeing Jax with his father was like seeing myself when I was a kid, watching my own father die.
Dad, you gotta listen to Dr. Keenan, okay? He's here to help you. You just gotta hold on a little longer while I find those cards for you. And then everything's gonna be okay. Promise.
I heard that Jax was gonna get those cards back.
The man was already dying. Don't you care about anything besides revenge?
I think it wasn't just about revenge, Elizabeth. It was about honor.
And honor compels you To seek revenge against a man who was literally on his deathbed?
I promised my dad that I would make the man who ruined his life pay. I was finally going to be able to keep that promise. My whole life had led me to this one moment. And I finally had John Jax's life in my hands. This is for what you did to my father.
Hey! Hey, what's that you're giving him?
Don't tell me you killed Jax's father. Please tell me Jerry stopped you.
Yes, it was too late for Jerry to stop me. But he did surprise me in more ways than one. Excuse me, what are you doing in here? Only family members are allowed in here.
I am family. That's my father. And I just saw you injecting him with something that's going to kill him.
No, that's just something to help him sleep.
Right, a sedative for what the bastard did to your father. I know this drug. It's a slow-acting one that makes it appear that my father's going to die of natural death. It'll take a while, but you just killed him.
No, I was just treating
I
him.
could raise the alarm. Maybe they could revive him, but I think it's unlikely. He's already too weak. I must loathe this, lying there, useless. I know my father. He would rather be dead. And that's fortunate for you, Doctor. I won't report the murder you just committed. It'll be our little secret. And I'll use it.
You killed Jerry's father.
Hey, where'd you go?
I had to get my gun.
Right. It's true what you said before. My analysis of the phone call will only tell us where Elizabeth was when she made the call. But I'm hoping that's enough for you to find her.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you, Spinelli.
So that's what Jerry had over you. You killed his father.
Yeah, he was blackmailing me, forcing me to do whatever he asked. And I've done some unforgivable things.
Like what? Ewan, tell me, we're running out of time. What else did Jerry make you do?
It's enough that you know I murdered a man. I can't tell you anymore.
You have to. Jerry said we would start to die after we started showing symptoms.
I don't care if I die. I just wish I could have saved you. And now, I've got to go and make this right.
How? By shooting Jerry?
No, I'm not going to shoot Jerry. I'm going to force him to give me the counteragent, and then I'll bring it back for you.
What if you don't make it back in time? Just take me with you.
I don't want you anywhere near Jerry Jax. Listen, Elizabeth, no matter what happens, okay, please know that I care about you, and I swear I'm going to prove it to you by finding... Hey!
Jason!
Get back or I'll shoot!